Holy moly. How we doing on a Monday morning, y'all? Beautiful Monday here in the Bay. Nice, crisp little October morning. I got to tell you right off the bat, I love the month of October. I don't know what it is. I just do. I've always loved October. I love the fact that we're like getting out of summer, transitioning into the fall, getting ready for that whole Halloween vibe and stuff. I just dig October. Shout out U2 and their album and song called October. Tony, it's October. The leaves are stripped bare of all they wear. Little U2 lyric to get you started on a Monday. I didn't know I was going to do that, but how's my man doing today, dude? The weekend was insane. I have a whole bunch of announcements I have to make before we jump into the show today, but how are you? How's my guy, dude? How's Tony in light blue today? Tony One Glove Stud Nuts needs to know. Talk to me.
Good, dude. I'm good. Just buzzing around like you. Busy ass weekend. I love, of course, I love my better half, Megan, but I love also when she decides on a Sunday evening, you know what, let's have people over. And I'm like, okay.
What was the occasion, if I may?
Oh, I want to make soups. It's like, okay.
All right, we're making soup. What kind of soup are we talking about? Cream of broccoli, chicken? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Manhattan clam chowder? Tony, were you shucking clams last night for a little New England clam chowder? What? Talk to me.
No shucking clams, butternut squash, and some Thai lentil. I mean, the soups were fantastic.
Sure.
Yeah, but I was, and of course I ate like 3 bowls worth. But I was like, all right, so we're doing this. Okay. Sure. So a little worse for wear this morning, worse than I normally am on a Monday morning. I didn't, so anyways, I got my coffee. All right. And good day, everyone. I
love the fact that you dropped, I'm a little worse for wear. Let me just jump right in on this one. Shout out Rolling Stones. The album is Some Girls. The song is Far Away Eyes. That great. Let me tell you something, Tony. I love that kind of genre of Stone songs where they do like their own version of country, and Mick Jagger adapts like this weird, like loopy kind of Southern accent. So in Far Away Eyes, he's basically doing this whole spoken word thing, and he goes, much to my surprise, there she was sitting in the corner, a little bleary. And then he drops this one on you, to quote you, little worse for wear and tear. And then this is my favorite line of all time. I was a little late, and I thought by the time I got there, she'd be off with the nearest truck driver she could find. Shout out to the Rolling Stones. I can't wait till they get back on I'll be seeing the Stones until they're gone. That's all. And if they're gigging, I'm going. Anyway, Tony, I hear you, dude. I'm bleary as hell. You can just call me Mr. Bleary today, bro. Mr. freaking Bleary. I got to start the show, Tony. Give me 1 minute to make a couple of announcements, and we'll dive right in. I want to talk about, while you were making soup, dude, I was watching this Patriots team go up to Buffalo.
Me too.
Beat the big damn, dude. I was really impressed. More on that in a second. First off, Tony, big announcement. Oh, dude, multiple announcements. Sorry. First of all, thank you, everybody that came up to Sweetwater on Saturday night. We had such a great time, and I did get to hang with Dami Peralta a little bit. If there were other PMPers in the crowd, I'm sorry I didn't get to mix and mingle, but it was a very, very busy night. Tony, at one point after the gig, I'm hanging out backstage. I'm getting changed because I was a sweaty rock and roll animal, and I was getting some dry clothes on. Who comes walking into the dressing room, dude? Brian Murphy, preschool dad Peter, and my main man, DePippa. This is like Murph's crew. They all come walking in. So they were in the house. Liz was in the house. My buddy Drutzy was in the house. Dom was in the house. It was great. And the band, the energy in the room, Tony, was off the charts on Saturday. It was a really, really good show. The band was extremely happy with the audience because everybody was fired up. It was just a great night. And by the way, Tony,
it's just good.
Right in the middle of my announcements, but go ahead.
It's the way it's going to be today, Paulie. Principal Paulie might have to get involved. Satan might have to get involved because I'm feeling a little ornery today. So it's just the way it's going to be. You're going to get some interruptions. You're going to get.
Yeah, let me have it, dude. I could use a good beating. I'll be honest with you. I could use a couple of slaps. Come and get me. What do you got?
You're going to get what you get today, Paulie, whether you like it or not. So
again, that's my preferred method of Tony is when he's abusive. So give it to me. What do you got?
The other thing too was, let's do all the Halloween decorations yesterday. So I spent my afternoon, and God bless my daughter and son, Dominic and Olivia, but they were all, and I love that they're still into it. So I get into it with them. I'm hanging spider webs. I'm hanging blow up spiders. I'm hanging skeletons yesterday. So it was an eventful day, but Paulie, back to your Sweetwater thing. I wanted to just basically say, if my son didn't have basketball in Half Moon Bay until 8 p.m.
When? What day was this? What day was this?
This was Saturday. I probably would have made it to your show over.
I'm not even kidding right now. Is Dom on the fast track to like make the United States Olympic baseball team, basketball team? This kid plays more sports, late night sports on school. I've never seen anything like it. Of course, you had basketball in Half Moon Bay. Of course.
Dude, he loves it. He loves it. So he's all about it. But yeah, it was like, okay, great. Double header in Half Moon Bay. Anyways, so that was Saturday, and then I have footage that I want to share later on in the show that your lovely bride Liz sent me of you on stage. That
I haven't seen anything. I hope it's good. I hope it's a good clip. I haven't seen a single picture or a video yet, but because that leads to my second announcement. You finish first, though. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say again, you're going to get what you get. I'm playing it. Whether you like
something good, that make me look good if possible. Don't play my worst moments. Thank you.
That reminds me of Bearded Bob. We were at Medeski, Martin and Wood. Great band back in the day. We were at Yoshi's, and they just did this crazy funk jazz jam, and then it brought the house down. Everybody was just floored by this jam. And then Bob, when the room got quiet, and Yoshi's is a small room. When the room got quiet, Bearded Bob yells out, "Play something good!" Like that, dude. Wow. And we all just erupted, man. It was the best. You want to talk about timing is everything. It was because that's just Bob's sense of humor. Nice to Bearded Bob.
You gotta watch when you're in the crowd, because I grew up under the shadow of guys like Henry Rollins and Black Flag. Somebody like Bob yell something like that at a Black Flag gig, Rollins would be right off the stage punching him out. He'd be like, "Is this good? Is this good? Do you like this?" So I always have that in me too. You got to be careful I don't come off the stage into the crowd. I'm kidding, of course. Anyway, to
Medeski Martin Wood's credit, Chris Wood, the bass player, who is now part of the Wood Brothers. If you need a new music recommendation, check out the Wood Brothers. Chris Wood and his brother, and Chris Wood was the bass player for Medeski Martin Wood. He gave a nice wink and a smile when that happened. So,
well, I'll tell you what, if we're going to talk about Wood, also check out the Alice in Chains song just called Would, one of my favorite of all time, and that's WOULD, Would. If I could, would you? That kind of thing. Tony, here's my other big announcement, and this goes for everybody involved in the PNP community. Talking to Tony, talking to Dom, talking to my mom, talking to anybody who knows me and has been trying to get in touch with me. See this thing right here? It's a piece of S. This piece of S right here has caused me more grief and distraction and concern and stress over the weekend. My phone is 100% broken. I can't get texts. I can't see texts. I don't know who's trying to call me. I'm losing my freaking mind. So I have an appointment today at 12:30. There's a guy in San Rafael who I've taken this to in the past, and he got me in at 12:30 today. So I'll end the show a little bit after noon, get down there, hopefully get back into business. Tony, I got to get on a plane this week, dude, and my boarding pass is supposed to be on this damn thing. So this is of high urgency. I got to get this freaking phone fixed. I don't know who's trying to call me or text me. That includes you, Tony. So sorry if I missed anything, but it's been crazy, dude. Having a broken phone destroys your life at this point in time. Like you can't function, and I hate it. I hate every step of it. So the other announcement, sorry, Tony, last thing is that I am on the road this week. I'm heading to New York City on Friday, spending the weekend with my two sons, my boys, and then I'll be in New York through Monday. Then I'm winging it on over to Jersey, where I'll be hanging out with Rags. I'll be hanging out with Brian, the whole Jersey crew, and Rags and I will be doing a PMP show live from New Jersey on Tuesday. So next Tuesday, Rags and I will co-host along with Tony. Looking forward to that. But Tony, we're going to be, or at least I'll be dark on Friday. I'll be dark on Monday. And
the rules are, there ain't no rules.
Paulie, just if we're making announcements, I'm here to announce that there will be no show on Friday. So the PMP Familia, happy 3-day weekend. You've been unleashed to the hounds, unleashed to the wolves. Go enjoy a 3-day weekend.
Shout out Robert Johnson, Tony. Hellhounds on my trail. Go ahead. Yeah.
And shout out to the Stone Foxes and their song "I Killed Robert Johnson." So great song by the Stone Foxes. But actually, that might be a blues cover now that I think about it. Anyways, totally off track. But Friday we will not have a show. Monday we will have a show. And with a co-host, I'm working on a co-host right now. And then Tuesday we'll be back with Rags and Paulie from Jersey on Tuesday. Also, Paulie, my announcement, we were gonna have Kate Scott on today. Right. Kate texted me yesterday and she goes, "Hey, dude," she's like, "I actually have some really exciting news dropping on Tuesday." She goes, any chance I can come on later in the week and we can celebrate the news together? And I said, dude, I love it. I know you can't tell me the news yet. So Kate Scott has some news cooking in the hopper. She has news cooking in the hopper. And then she's going to come on with us on Thursday. Okay. So Tonelli Tuesday tomorrow with Paul Tonelli. Paul Tonelli breaking down some football and teasing the Italian Heritage Day parade. So Tonelli Tuesday tomorrow, Kate Scott Thursday, Rita Oak. I'm working on a time with Rita Oak, the famous artist who does the illustrations for Niners football.
Well, that's a lot. That's a lot to absorb. And then I just want to, I'm not done with my own thing here. So next Wednesday, I won't be on the air. I'm not sure if Tony's going live or going dark that day. We'll keep you posted, but I'm flying back to California on Wednesday of next week. So we'll be back live in our regular positions by Thursday next week. So a lot going on.
Do you know when you fill out like a questionnaire and the final answer is undecided? You could fill in the circle undecided.
Yeah.
So I'm filling in the circle on the Scantron sheet, undecided. Option D, or it would be option E, undecided. Right. Undecided as far as next Wednesday. We will keep you posted for sure. We'll know by the end of this week.
Thank you, buddy. It's a busy week. There's a lot going on. So anyway, wanted to keep you posted on all that stuff. But really great weekend, just super, super busy. And again, we had so much fun at Sweetwater. I had so much fun. Dude, by the way, speaking of Sweetwater, let me talk a little MLB playoffs real quick. So, dude, I'm at home on Saturday. And I'm watching Ohtani go into Philly. I think first pitch was like 3:30 in the afternoon on Saturday. I had to be at Sweetwater to do our sound check by 6. So I got to see a good chunk of the beginning of that game before I drove over there. And the Phillies were winning 3-0. I'm loving life. I'm getting so excited. Dude, I go to Sweetwater. I sound check. Then we go back and we're going to have our dinner. We're like ordering food from Sweetwater. We sit down. I check my phone. Dude, they're losing 5-3. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So what I did, Tony, you'll like this. I go on stage at some point in the night. I said, you know what, man? I said, on behalf of the entire band, I just need to make a special announcement. And I raised a gun and I said, F the Dodgers. And I think I got the loudest cheer of the night doing that, by the way. So they were feeling me pretty good because enough is enough, dude. And we've had enough of the Dodgers. But did you get to, between soups and soup craftsmanship and Half Moon Bay basketball, did you get to see any MLB playoffs, D?
Dude, I again was also elated watching the 3-0 lead early. I was watching it with Coach Bob, who I coach soccer with. He's a big Phillies fan. I'm like, you know what, Bob? Is there room in the bandwagon for me, dude? Because I'm riding shotgun on the field. And he said, come aboard. He's like, a matter of fact, come over to my house and let me pour you a beer and let's watch the start of the game. So that's what I did Saturday after we coached soccer. And then I leave his house up 3-0 thinking this is great. I see Pete Hoffman, who's a friend of the show. He's part of the PNP family. He's dealing with Carlos De La Fuente and some loan talk. I see Pete because our sons play on the same basketball team, and I hadn't looked at the score. I'm like, he goes, hey, how you doing? I said, dude, I'm great with the fact that it's 3-0 Phillies because he's a Dodgers fan. And then he didn't say anything. And then like at 20 minutes later, he walks over and he goes, and he says the words to the letters GFY. He goes, hey, Tony, GFY. And he shows me his phone. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Sanchez was dealing up until that point, man. His changeup was filthy. I was watching him
out of the game because I noticed as soon I didn't see the sequence where they yanked him, but I did see. I want to look at the box score, and I saw the first arm out of the pen immediately gave up 2 runs.
Yeah, so, sixth inning is when he came out. It's when he gave up the home run to Hernandez, right? So it's not the home run, excuse me, the double to left.
He
hadn't
even thrown 100 pitches, I don't think.
No.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. But it was one of those games that were both Ohtani was rough at the beginning and then he settled in and then he didn't give up anything. And so it was just like, and by the way, Ohtani had the silver sombrero at the plate on Saturday.
Oh yeah. Well, tell the non-initiated what that means, buddy.
Well, there's the sombrero or the hat trick, which is 3 Ks. A silver sombrero is 4 Ks, and the golden sombrero is 5 Ks. And Rags likes to think of the golden sombrero as something else. And I said, no, Rags. It's 4 strikeouts. That's all it is. It's nothing else. So get your mind out of the gutter, Rags. Or leave it there, actually. Leave it there. I prefer Rags in the gutter.
Yeah, I think that's where he should be. I agree. Yes, that's his domain. Yeah.
Could we celebrate something at the same time though, Paulie? Can we share? Can we flip the switch to some jubilation?
Or do whatever you want, man. However you want to do it. Flip the switch. Do it.
The Yankees getting their asses handed to them twice, dude, is great. I love it, man. I love it. And I know I sound shallow and petty because the Giants season's over. I don't care. I love rooting against the Yankees. I love that not only have they lost the first 2 games, but they're getting shellacked. I love it. It's just great. I hope the same thing happens to the Dodgers tonight. And Tigers Mariners, that's going to be a hell of a series. It's tied 1-1 both games. First game went 11 innings. Last night 3-2 win by the Mariners. And what's his name? J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, who's red hot right now. He came through for them in the 8th inning. And then also Cubs Brewers, man. We got game 2 of Cubs Brewers today. We got your guy, Paulie, your guy, Blake Snell, taking the mound for the Dodgers today.
Let me tell you something about Blake Snell's face. I'm tired of looking at it. I don't like it. I find it objectionable. I've had it with these guys who use the Giants as a stepping stone onto a better deal with a better team. F Blake Snell. And by the way, shout out to Humdinger87. I saw that she posted something a couple of minutes ago. I was talking about saying F the Dodgers on stage at Sweetwater. Got a great cheer for that, too. And she said, those are my 3 favorite words in the English language. F the Dodgers. Me and you both. You know what my 2 favorite words in the English language are, Tony? A lot of people don't know this. I'm going to admit this right now in front of everybody. Stellar design. You see what I'm doing? There's the transition. Bam, right there, right over there. Or if you prefer 25 corporate speak, that's the pivot right there. Stellar design, Tony, one of our favorites.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, it is good for me. It's good for you. It's good for all of us. Stellar Design, the San Francisco Bay Area-based industrial design studio, shaping the future of product innovation. By the way, the founder and CEO of Stellar Design, Dom Peralta, had a nice hang with him after the show Saturday night. Always a pleasure, Dommy. Always a pleasure. I was so out of sorts. I thought Dom brought his dog to the gig because when I saw Dom, he was hanging out with this dog in the front. And I go, oh, you brought Bear, because I know his dog's name is Bear. And he goes, no, that's not my dog, but he's just hanging out with some random dog. Anyway, Dom, great to see you, buddy. I do have an announcement to make with Stellar Design. Tony, we got ourselves a yard sale, kid, a freaking yard sale. We're excited to announce that the new season of yard sale gear is officially here, featuring modular ski poles, accessories, the all-new day bag, and a whole lot more. Stellar and Yard Sale are partners for 3 years, bringing this outdoor brand to life. Well done, Dom. Founded in 2014, Stellar Design can guide your ideas from concept to production through prototyping, testing, and launch. From breakthrough consumer electronics to life-saving medical devices, Stellar merges cutting-edge technology and stunning aesthetics, so your product looks amazing and works flawlessly. Again, Tony, listen very carefully. They create award-winning design with a meaningful connection between people, product, and brand. So if you're an individual with an idea, startup company, Fortune 500 company, Stellar can offer a partnership to achieve out-of-this-world design. True story there. He is not exaggerating. So please do visit stellar.design and make design impact. Oh, there you go. Those are the modular poles right there. Tony, you ever get on a set of traditional skis? I know you fancy yourself a little Jay Adams type snowboarder, fancy pants over there, but you ever do any traditional skiing with the poles, the whole 9 yards?
I like to call them mountain hogs, but I'm just kidding. Actually, most of my dear friends that I ski with are skiers and I snowboard. I'm totally kidding, but I do riff like that. And they say, hey, are you ready? Are you strapped in yet? Dude, my son Dom is talking trash to me on the top, getting off a lift, by the way. Dad, hold on, guys. I got to wait for my dad to strap in. Anyways, I just want to compliment the company Yard Sale. These are magnetic and adjustable ski poles, dude. And the color that I'm showing right there, Paulie, they label this color. They don't label it red. They label it rhubarb. So, so rhubarb. So yardsale.day is where you can find these poles, and it's a company that Stellar Design works with and help design the products. So just the proof is in the pudding with Dom. The proof is in the pudding with Stellar Design. And I just wanted to show the rhubarb poles, especially, Paulie.
Got a quick question for you. And thank you, Dom. Thank you, Stellar Design. We freaking love you, buddy. And onward and upward with Stellar Design. Again, visit stellar.design and make design impact for your company, project, event, what have you. Tony, quick question. In your soup making, hijinks, in your soup making expeditions last night, did you make a rhubarb pie? And then a follow-up question is, what is rhubarb? Because I've seen like rhubarb pie. I don't even know what it is. Is it a fruit? What is rhubarb? Explain.
Rhubarb is like it's like a root. It's like almost like in the celery family almost.
Okay,
It's like celery, but it's a root.
I'm glad I asked. I did not expect that as a response. I'm very glad I asked this question. It's the celery family, dude. I like the celery family. You can do a lot with celery, but go ahead.
I think I'm totally wrong about it being the celery family, but it looks like red celery, but I think it's a root of some sort. But anyways, our next door neighbor in Tahoe for the longest time to our cabin, her name was Mary. And Mary was the head chef of the local cafe down the street from our cabin called the Stony Ridge Cafe, dude. And she grew pot on her in her front backyard. And she also
in California, by the way. I don't know where you're watching. I'm just saying we're not breaking the law. You can grow marijuana in California. I believe the law states you. Not that I would know. I think the law states you can have up to 6 plants, something like that. Anyway, Tony, go ahead. Go ahead.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
So Mary was the head chef, and she grew all of the fruits and vegetables for the restaurant in her garden, and she also grew a good Mary Jane. But she made strawberry rhubarb pie for me a lot because she would grow the rhubarb in her front yard. So I love me a good strawberry rhubarb pie, Paulie. And while we're talking strawberry rhubarb pie, we got to talk supers because strawberry rhubarb pie is super. And so are the supers. So here we go, Paulie. Candlestick Kid is a super. Thank you for being a super, Candlestick Kid. Happy Monday, PNP Mafia. First place in the NFC West. Hashtag all gas, no breaks. Dude, great. Thank you, Bucs. Hey, we thank you for taking care of the Seahawks. Now it's time to kick your ass. Hey, Titans, we thank you as well. So Arizona losing as well. Both teams gagging late. It's great, dude. So by the way, that Seahawks Bucs game was a battle.
Unbelievable game, dude. Unbelievable game. Darnold and Baker Mayfield just having a shootout. And I know you are somewhat of and I am too. I know you like Sam Darnold. I like Sam Darnold too. I'm just rooting for this guy, dude. You know, he was a first round draft pick, had a miserable experience with the Jets. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't have a miserable? I'm serious, dude. If you could, that's why when Robert Saleh went to the Jets to coach, I was like, oh no, this poor bastard. He's going to come back on a freaking on a spike because you can't. The Jets are just the most feeble, dysfunctional, incapable of winning organization I think I've ever witnessed in my life in the NFL. I'm not even trying to be funny, and I mean no disrespect. If you're a Jets fan, you know what I mean. Gangrene, Jets. I get it. Listen, Joe Namath ain't walking through that door, Tony. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I want to thank the Jets for being as horrendous as they are. Because a little hot and sour review, they delivered my only accurate pick yesterday. I went 1-1. I lost the Charger game, another big dog that fell last night. A lot of upsets yesterday. The Commanders go into Los Angeles with Jaden Daniels, who really hadn't been playing, and they look really good. The Chargers got off to an early lead, and then the Commanders just took over. So I lost that one, but I got the Cowboys beating the Jets. I went 1-1 hot and sour. So that brings me to 6-4. On the year. And Creative Tony, let's do a quick temperature check on you.
About your 6-4 record.
Oh, good for you.
And also, Paulie, before we get to my hot and sour picks, I'd like to thank the Jets also for sucking and giving us Bobby Saleh back.
Yeah, totally. No, I'm glad to have him back. Definitely.
Right. So, and I do feel bad for Aaron Glenn there. You see him on the sidelines, and like any moment of any like a smidgen of success, and he is so amped. And I'm actually rooting for that guy. I really like him. And I hope it works out down the road. But my goodness, it's tough to watch right now. And it's also tough to watch your Las Vegas Raiders, Paulie. So we'll get into that later on in the show. But
well, the Raiders, listen, I've been telling you every week, Geno Smith, bro, nothing personal. I got nothing against this guy. And I'm not singling him out, but he's not the answer. If I was in Vegas, making any decisions, I would say let's put somebody else in the quarterback. We got to try something before this turns into a Jets-like season, and it is, dude. Poor Pete Carroll, he's not used to losing like this, bro.
Oh, think about the gum he's chomping, dude.
Think about the dentine he's wearing out. You know what I mean? What do you have? What's that gum for the people with dentures? They got like, is it what is it called? You got Sensodyne or something? They have like a gum for people with dentures. He's probably working on that.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Sensodyne is some of the toothpaste I've used while whitening my teeth in case my teeth get sensitive because of the whitening process. Sensodyne. Another thing I learned from Dr. Young and the Young Dental Group. We can get into that tomorrow. The gum for dentures. I'm not sure if I know what that is. Polydent? No, I don't know. But Pauly Escobar is a super twice. He's a super twice. He's doubling down on us. First, he says, "You're doing a show on Indigenous Recognition Day, Monday." Yes, we're gonna recognize all damn day Escobar on Monday. And then his second super. Thank you for the first one, by the way, Escobar. Second one was driving and can finally say Rags' idea of a golden sombrero is him wearing a sombrero, surprising Mrs. Rag and a burro, both in their V-Day suits, dude.
I don't know. Listen, I like where your head's at, Escobar. I love the vivid imagination. And any scenario like that with Rags, he's probably up for it. I mean, he really probably is. It's funny. Dom and I started talking about Rags after the gig. Somehow Rags came up in Mill Valley. We were hanging out up there talking on the street. Might have been working on a little puff give too. I would never admit that on the air. But anyway, we were talking, and all of a sudden we started talking Rags. I told him, Rags, I hope you don't mind. And I'm not going to say this on the air. I'm not saying it. Anyway, I told him one of your greatest hit stories, and he was kind of shocked. I was like, because you guys don't know what you're dealing with yet with Rags. Here's a taste of behind the scenes, and I gave him a little piece, and it was definitely not suitable for air. Hey, speaking of air, Tony, I forgot to say hello to all of our good friends on Instagram as well as Twitter. Of course, our YouTube familiar. There we are, jumping out of the cake. Happy birthday, Rags. May 28th, if you're taking notes. That's Rags' birthday. And then, of course, I want to thank everybody over at the Cron 4 Plus family. Great to see all you Chronics out there, as we like to call you. We're the PNP Mafia Familia. You are the Chronics, and we can get along together beautifully in this universe. Cron 4 Plus, where they stream new episodes of the PNP show every night at 11:30. And you're asking the question, Polymac, how do I get this Cron 4 Plus app? Well, you got to have it hooked up to your Apple TV or your Roku, Tony. Any other comments, please do inform.
You want it on your Amazon Fire Stick as well. You can do it through Smart TV on Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, or Apple TV, and that is just the beginning. They are working. They're working behind the scenes to get it on everybody's mobile device and to extend it greater options on your Smart TV as well. And also, I believe as early as next week, Paulie, we can let the PNP Familia in on what we are doing with Cron moving forward. Once a week, I should say.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. And by the way, hold on. Oh, interesting. Look at this. Hold on. Take two. Wow. Oh, I got hijinks now. I don't know what's going on. Let me try this one more. Oh, I know why. Okay, here we go. Third time's a charm. Tony, you didn't deliver. You said I'm going to update you on my hot and sour right after this, and then you were like swerving around the road, and I want to bring you back to your hot and sour. I don't even know how you did. I don't even remember who you took. We talked about being a little bleary and worse for wear and tear, which is both of us today. Tell us how you did. I don't remember. I have no idea who you even took. So tell me, how'd you do in the hot and sour picks?
Paulie, find your way back, okay? I'm going to find my way back.
That's a great track, by the way. Find your way back. Bum, 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 bum. Little Jefferson Starship. Right out of San Francisco. Cheers, Paul Kantner. You know what I mean? Marty Fallon. Yeah.
Find your way back to a heart. Is that the lyric?
I think it's to a home. To a home. Yeah. Little Grace Slick. I think so.
I've never been. It's been unclear to me all these years. Heart or home. So
I don't think it's going to change the overall enjoyment of the song either way, though. Heart or home. I'm buying whatever they're selling in that one. It rocks, dude. That tune rocks.
It's a great tune. It's much better than We Built This City. That's for sure. So Paulie, it's crazy. I'm very hot in fantasy football. Although Stevie B, hat tip, the Master of Particles / Stud Nuts is going to lose to Steve Bisecchio this week because, hey, Paulie, I apologize, but I left Josh Jacobs in our starting lineup and they have a bye this week. And I meant to make the change to put in Devontae Smith and move him down to flex and all that jazz. I forgot. So we're going to lose to Stevie B. Hey, I think we would have beat us anyways, even if we had moved Josh Jacobs. So, and then in my other league, I'm winning again, and I think I'm going to take sole possession of first place. That's fantasy football. My picks when it comes to spreads, dude, I just flat out suck. This year, dude. I went.
It's not easy, dude. Picking games with spreads. If you've never tried this, dude, it's a very unforgiving. Go ahead. Hey, I'm telling you, this season is so long, dude. You'll be back. I've had a million seasons like this where you start cold and then you work your way back. So anyway, tell me honestly, I don't even know how you did. Walk me through it.
dude, we got Patty from Napa saying it's find your way back to your heart, not your home.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I never said I was certain. I just said I was taking a guess. But that's fine. Find your way back to a heart, no problem. I'm on my way. Yeah.
Also, Nate C. I want to welcome Nate C. to the show. I haven't seen that name before. And Nate C. also said it's all it says. Nate's comment just says it's heart.
Okay. No, dude, that's fine with me. Believe me, I'm not going out on any kind of limb here. I'll take whatever you're giving me. The overall bigger picture statement, though, is that I love the track. That's what counts. Yes. Tony, hot and sour, please. Yes. Speaking games of spreads, very difficult. Not for the meek. Go ahead.
No, not at all, dude. So I took the Bills last night, and the Bills were 7.5-point favorites. And not only did they not cover, they lost the football game. And Drake May and the Patriots are looking better than I anticipated. I should have given more credence to the Stephon Diggs revenge factor. I should have thought about that more, and I didn't. And remember when I said I want to take the Texans against the Ravens?
100%. I actually thought that was one of your picks. Was it not? Did you not take it?
I backed off.
That's too bad. Okay, one word of advice before you continue, and I've only learned this because on the Murph and Mac show for over 15 years to 18 years, whatever it was, we did the Friday football forecast, and we would pick games. And I found out over the years you always regret when you don't go with your first impulse. So I spent the weekend thinking you had taken the Texans. I didn't realize you pulled it off the table. That sucks.
I did. I pulled it off the table, Paulie. And then instead I replaced it with taking the Eagles -4.5. And not only they didn't cover, they also didn't win. And by the way, I'm not upset about that outcome. Just let's get everybody on the same page here. That goes back to my betting philosophy that when you bet, I'm not upset about the outcome. Betting on the Eagles and then them losing, I'm fine with that. It's like I paid for an Eagles loss. And that's money spent wisely in my mind. So even though I didn't spend any money on the hot and sour pick, if I was to have bet on the game, I would have been okay if the Eagles lost the game outright because they did. And dude, tip of the cap to the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix, man. And wow, that was I don't think anybody saw that coming.
No, and I'm going to jump in and help you out, buddy. Let me prop up Tony and make him feel better right now. A couple things on this. First of all, I think you got, again, going back a step, dude, follow your first impulse. You would have hit big on that freaking Ravens game if you would have just stuck it through. So next time, do that. Don't change your mind. It's like the SATs, dude. When you have your first thought, it's probably right.
I will follow. I was just singing a little U2. You sang U2 at the beginning of the show. Yeah. I'm singing it now.
Yeah, we've checked both their first two records too. I covered the October record. You just covered something off their first. I love I Will Follow, by the way. Great track. Tony, go with your first impulse. Here's the thing. I would never be critical about picking an upset. I tried that 2 weeks ago. I said, listen, there's going to be upsets. There were tons of them yesterday. I think the game I missed on last week was the Bucs and Philly. Yeah, that was right. The Philly went down to Tampa Bay. It was a close game. But I lost that one. But I tried to take the upset, and you should too. Don't feel bad about that, man. And second of all, I almost took the Eagles too. Yeah, I was looking at that game. I'm like, dude, the Eagles they're gonna handle their business against Denver. Not at all. And by the way, shout out Sean Payton. That guy. Have you ever talked to Sean Payton, Tony? We had him as a guest on it in Tahoe a couple of times at the golf tournament, the Edgewood thing. Mm-hmm. Sean Payton's a pretty cool guy behind the scenes. He's a very friendly guy, and I'm happy that he's starting to reinvent the Denver Broncos, who, by the way, are a team I've never had any feeling for. Honestly, if you ever had any I don't hate them, I don't love them. The Broncos just kind of exist to me. They're like a stop sign. It's just like they're like an object. How do you feel about the Broncos? Do they move you emotionally in any direction? Because they don't for me at all.
I always kind of have interest in them because some of my favorite people on the planet live in Colorado and are Broncos fans. So I always kind of hope that they do well.
Is that who you're talking about? James Hetfield?
No.
He does live in Colorado now. I don't know if he's a Bronco fan. I hope not. Anyway, go ahead. Shout out Metallica, James Hetfield. Yeah.
He better not be. But I'm talking about Chris and Sean Lafferty and their ranch up in Evergreen, Colorado. Or no, actually Conifer, Colorado in the foothills. And then also Rob and Kate Kellogg, and their son Milan. Great people that live in Colorado. So I always root for them. but I was like, wow, dude. Like that was a shocker. And this kid, Bo Nix, man, I'm excited about this new wave of talent starting to take claim and ownership in the NFL, man.
Take claim, dude. I like your choice of words right there. No, take claim, dude. You're right. Dude, give me again like one of these. Dude, they're taking claim. No, it's the flick. Give me the flick. Yeah, that's what I want. I want the flick. Dude, they're taking claim. And they are taking claim. Yeah.
You know what Bo Nix did yesterday? He air slapped the Eagles. It was great.
Tony, give me a couple. Give me a slap.
There we go.
Give me another one. Other way.
There you go.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Hey, but seriously, that guy, the running back Judkins for Cleveland, looking good. Had a big game. They big game as a rookie running back. He's actually leading all rookies, I think, in yards per carry. Also, the I'm blanking on his name right now for the Commanders. The running back, he's got a hyphenated last name. They call him Bill. I forget his name because my son always calls him Bill. And I want to just remember his name. Gosh darn it. If anybody, it's Krosky.
Hey, Robert, you're 100% correct. While Tony finds that name, I do prefer the abuse. I need that. That's what I respond to. By the way, also Rags, I want to comment to I want to respond to a comment Rags made. He said he did a shot of Iced Absolute with Elway back in the day. Good dude. I can back that. Once again, I'll take you back to the Edgewood Classic in Lake Tahoe. So here's a true story. A few years ago, they used to position us, the show, Tony, kind of on the green where the players would come out in the morning and take practice shots, and it would putt and chip and hit balls and everything. And the guys would literally be 15 feet away, like right there. So cool guys, you could be like, hey, Steve Young, come on over. And he would. Hey, Steph Curry, come on over. And he would. The one guy I had a horrible experience with, I'll never forget this, dude, Michael Jordan. Ready for this? This is true. It's my only encounter with Michael Jordan. It didn't go well. Of all time, he was sitting there just putting. This is before the competition started. And I said, you know what? F this. I'm going over there, dude. So I walk over there, and check this out. I'll be Mike. Mike was putting. He looks up and sees me coming. He goes, I didn't even say anything. He looked at me and he goes, don't even think about it. And then he just went back to putting. I go, all right, Mike, have a good day, buddy. It's a true story. I tried. But right after that rejection, I turned around and I saw John Elway. He was standing over. He was like I don't know what he was doing. He was just kind of chilling. I'd never met him before, Tony. I walk up to him. I go, hey, John, Paulie Mack, KMBR, blah, blah, blah. Would you be willing to do a couple minutes with us? And he was like, yeah, sure, man, whatever you need. And he came over and stuff. So I had a good experience with him too, Rags. That's my story. And finish your thing, Tony. Sorry, back to the Commanders. Go ahead, buddy.
I just want to get the Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Thank you, everybody, for the help on the chat. JCM. His name was so long that in training camp, they just called him Bill, which is a great story. But he's taken over the lead back role in Washington. And also the kid Scadaboo, right? You got to like the kid Scadaboo. Cam Ward, he's got a longer road ahead of him, but I do see promise from him too. Like this young generation, like you said, taking claim, taking ownership and saying, we're here to play. So, and Paulie, also, can I just shout out the UCLA Bruins as well while we're at it?
You can do whatever you want, Tony. This is your show, buddy. You got a mic, you got headphones, say whatever you want to say. Yeah, I was watching some of that game. Shocker. UCLA beats Penn State. What the hell is that all about?
Dude, I just got to applaud. It's great because I talk about a tough weekend for Philly, dude. Phillies lose on Saturday. Eagles lose. Penn State loses on Saturday, and then the Eagles lose on Sunday.
And what's crazy, Tony? Both the Phillies and the Eagles, they were both at home. So because Philly is such an angry town, and it's like the most insane fans of all time. They probably, like the Phillies game, the Phillies fans probably wound up fighting the Eagles fans because they didn't have anybody else to fight. They probably turned on each other. They started beating the hell out of each other after the game. Tony, only because I just mentioned Michael Jordan and the NBA and stuff. I just want to do a very quick detour to NBA basketball just for a second.
Oh, okay. All right.
No, I'll tell you why.
You're going to talk preseason hoops. I love this. Can I just say for the record, Paulie, I did not see a single second, and it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah.
It's I had other stuff going on. Yeah. But I hear that Horford had a lot of minutes and had a lot of run, is what I heard.
Well, this is the thing. I didn't even get a chance to make my declarative statement here. Let me just tell you this much. What I saw was probably less than 30 seconds. Okay. I stopped by. But here's the thing. I'll tell you why, because I was flipping around. I'm always flipping around, dude. I can't sit still when I got the remote. So I think the Sunday Night Football game was on a break, right? So I start flipping. I go, yeah, let me go to ESPN. I'll catch some highlights. No, I got Lakers at Warriors on ESPN. And then I said, wait a sec, time out. If these SOBs are on ESPN, what's going on over at NBC Sports Bay Area? Tony, best move I made of the whole weekend. 2 stops later, I'm flipping. There's Bobby Fitz. Now I start feeling like, okay, we're really getting into basketball now. Bob Fitzgerald was on the call. So I watched a couple of minutes. And let me just say this. It was great to see Steph. I did not see Horford on the floor. I did see Quentin Post, dude. I kind of forgot about Quentin Post. I was like, that's my boy, dude. I saw a little Pat Spencer running around with his t-shirt under the jersey. I saw Moses Moody. So anyway, I'm just like throwing it out there, dude. We're on the cusp, if you will. We're on the cusp, and it was good. I got a little tiny bit of that. I think the Warriors won the game too. Totally meaningless preseason game. But I guess the bigger point is that our guys are out there, and it's almost time, Tony. It's almost Raymond Ritter time. So we're excited about that.
I will say I am excited, dude. I really am. And I think that Horford is going to be like almost like a player coach, right? With all of that experience for the younger kids. And then I feel like Steph is probably so elated to play with his brother that it's going to like, we're just going to benefit from both of them playing footloose and fancy free. And then Paulie, I'd also like to maybe just send out vibes and well wishes to Steph and Aisha. Like, you know, little turbulent waters, I guess some comments she made on a podcast, Call Her Daddy podcast. And she said that, you know, she didn't ever want kids. She didn't ever want to get married, and she wanted to be a career girl and all this stuff. So these are comments she made. Now I'm sure that, you know, everything's fine, you know, if you dive in, but I'm just saying that's a power couple that we can't have issues with. If Taylor Swift and Kelsey want to have rocky waters and maybe call it quits, fine. But Steph and Aisha, no, we need solid ground. They're literally 10 miles away from my house here. So I need them to be on good footing, especially as the season gets going. We need Steph to be able to come home to a happy home, and I want them both to be happy. So I'm sending well wishes to Steph and Aisha.
Shout out to the Grateful Dead. Shout out to the Grateful Dead. Beat it on down the line. That's where I'm going to make my happy home. And let me just say something about Steph and Aisha. Tony, to me, they are American royalty. You know what I'm saying? They are Bay Area royalty. They are the king and queen of San Francisco, Steph and Aisha. I demand that they stay together. I demand that they represent marital excellence for the rest of us who are trying to figure it out, because nobody knows how to do it. But anyway, Steph and Aisha are the best. The only couple I can compare them to, honestly, are Joe and Jennifer Montana. And Joe and Jennifer Montana, they've been together for, 30 years, maybe more? God bless them. They're doing it right. Tony.
Also, Paulie, this is a rumor I heard, and I don't know if it's true, but our sports desk, Robot Centaur sports desk, is saying he can confirm it, but I can't tell if he's messing or not. He says I can confirm that Seth Curry is currently living with Steph, and he's like
that's great.
Or the Funkle, right? The Funkle. And he's living with Steph and Aisha. So maybe that is helping. I hope it's not hurting. But I consider that'd be a fun talk about something they should film and put on YouTube immediately. Is just having Seth living with Steph and Aisha and the kids until he finds his own place.
I'd watch it. Yeah. I'd watch it all the time. I love the fact, and I love that Steph and Seth are finally together after all these years. I'll never forget when Steph won his first MVP award back in, what was that, 2015, I guess it was 2014, 2015, his first MVP. He gave a really long speech, dude. He talked for like 45 minutes. And at one point, he actually started talking about Seth Curry, who was not in the NBA at that time. And I'll never forget this. I was like, I wonder if Steph's right about this, because he was like, hey, I want to also thank my brother Seth. And he said, you know, Seth is working really hard. He wants to get up here to the league. And I remember Steph goes, yeah, Seth, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to make it. It's kind of a lesson for everybody, man. When the chips are down and things don't look good, you just got to keep fighting, keep moving forward. And now they're teammates. I think that's a really cool little wrinkle. And by the way, Seth is an underrated player. That kid can play. He can shoot.
Couple things. First of all, I see Pine Needle on the chat. He said that his son, I think his son's friend or his son, somebody, a buddy with his son plays for UCLA, and his son was down at the game on Saturday and said it went crazy down in Westwood. So it's great to hear. UCLA rushed the field and everything. So that's so good. He says his son's best friend plays for UCLA. Just had to find that. So Pine Needle, congrats to them. And then second of all, Paulie, I don't want Seth and Steph playing together. I know that they're brothers, but I feel like I don't want people using the Splash Brothers for Seth and Steph. Can we just put that out there now? Because the Splash Brothers to me will always be Steph and Clay and what Clay did for this franchise. So I don't want to, let's find something else to call them, right? Then let's just not call them the Splash Brothers, because I've seen that online. If you Google Splash Brothers or even Splash Brothers 2.0, Seth and Steph come up, and it's like no. There's only one Splash Brothers. Let's keep it Steph and Clay. Your thoughts, Paulie?
I totally agree.
Okay.
Totally agree. I mean, the Splash Brothers, that's Steph and Clay, period, end of story. But it's going to happen. The fans are going to do that anyway. Oh, the Splash Brothers. But no, you're right. It was Steph and Clay all the way. Hey, one more thing on the Warriors, and then I want to do our studs and duds, dude. And I'm going to have to bounce early today to go get my phone repaired. Dude, this thing, again, anybody, if you're just joining the show, my phone's been broken for several days. I can't get texts. I can't see texts. It sucks. And it's driving me crazy. So I have an appointment to get this thing fixed here in town, and I got to get over there pretty soon so my life can get back on order. Tony,
do you want my phone that interrupts our show? I can give you my phone and have it interrupt our show from your house.
If I can take it to New York with me and use it for my boarding pass. I mean, I need that thing for I got hotel reservations on there. Dude, I got all kinds of stuff on my phone. And the best part is, Tony, I can't access it. Okay.
Dude.
Can't access. Don't know anything. And I don't know who's trying to call me or text me. So my apologies. I'm not icing anybody out. I can't get any. This thing is 100% non-functioning. So yeah.
Rules are, there ain't no rules.
Hey, Paulie, I'm playing that because usually we don't have rules, but there is a rule that I want to make sure that you do have your real ID, correct?
I'm all set with that. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
All right. Making sure, because I don't have mine yet, and I keep meaning to go.
Well, you can use your passport too. You can use a passport. They'll accept that. Yeah. By the way, dude, my passport. If I saw me walking through on my because by the way, I don't know how many. Nobody cares, but dude, during the pandemic, Tony, you remember when I grew my hair really long? Like I didn't get a haircut for like a couple of years when we were in lockdown. So I just said, F it. I'm growing this S. So I was flying, bro, all over the place. And I had to get a passport picture taken during that period. I looked absolutely psychotic. If I looked at that passport picture, I'd be like, dude, full cavity search on this guy immediately. Get him up against the wall. I look shady, dude. Hair's flying. I look like Joe Perry in 1977. I really do. It's a mess.
Maybe tomorrow. Do you have that picture handy? Just the picture?
Well, I mean, I have it in the house. Yeah.
Tomorrow, I think we should show my driver's license picture that I keep renewing, and I don't go in for a new photo. I just keep using that same photo. And you should show that passport photo because my kids recently saw my driver's license because I definitely look like I have just inhaled a 3-foot bong rip.
Right. What's with these pictures? And Lily is saying, you don't want to see it. I'll scare you guys away if you look at this picture because my head is like tilted down, dude. I'm like looking up like I don't know what I was doing in this picture. I really do. I look dangerous. I look like dangerous. I look like the kind of guy that guy needs to be questioned. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I think we should show those photos tomorrow on the show.
All right. I don't know. I don't mind having a laugh at my own expense, but sorry?
No, I just said, yeah.
Okay. One more Warriors note. I want to spit this out, and then I'm going to do studs and duds, and then we're going to bounce, and we're going to do a little Long Bridge love on the way out, too. But I wanted to say that just remember this, Warrior fans. I know the hardcores haven't forgotten, but I'm starting to feel like maybe there's a reason to be optimistic this year because this is top of my head, but I think the numbers are when Jimmy Butler came to the Warriors late last year, I think they went 22-5 with Jimmy Butler. Think about a whole season of that. And how quickly like he adapted to the Warrior style of basketball and how well it was working. 22-5 in a 27 game sample size, dude. I'll take that every day. So I'm just saying, Tony, I'm starting to feel like maybe this thing's going to be a little better than some people are kind of projecting as far as the Warriors go. I don't know. I'm feeling kind of optimistic.
There's also a parallel between the Giants and the Warriors where next season for the Giants, we get to see a full season of Devers and a full season of Devers with Adamas and Chapman and everybody else. And same thing with Butler. Now we get to see a full season of Jimmy Butler. And I'm thrilled, as we like to say on the show, thrilled.
What can I say? I'm thrilled. That's John Bender in Breakfast. I love that too. I got you for the next 10 Saturdays of your life, buddy. How do you feel about that? What can I say? I'm thrilled. Tony, get a laugh track ready for me. I need you to punctuate something. I'm about to drop a hardcore riff on you. I'm kidding. Dude, you're excited to see a full season of Butler and Curry? Dude, I'm looking forward to next year's 49er season so I can see a full season of Purdy and Kittle. You know what I
mean? Dude, on that note, Paulie, who if Purdy says he's healthy to play on Sunday?
Mac Jones.
Right.
Mac Jones. I don't want to see Purdy until he's feeling good enough to compete. And because one more wrong step, somebody steps on, I know he's got the steel plate in the shoe and stuff. Tony, it could get worse is my point. He can't be on the, yeah, go ahead.
Dude, sorry, my
hey, don't say sorry. It's all good.
No, my microphone cable got stuck. My point is that Mac Jones got, beat up, and I know they're on the baby bye week with the extended break from Thursday Night Football, but I'm just curious who will be under center on Sunday. I think it should be Mac Jones as well, but I don't see it as a quarterback controversy. I see it as like, this is a great problem to have. We have a great backup quarterback in Matt Jones who's playing very, very well. But when Brock Purdy's ready to go, I just don't want Purdy to come back prematurely and do more damage, right? Like, I remember I had a groin injury my senior year of high school, and it never went away.
Which sport are we talking about? I know you're a multi-sport guy. What are we talking about?
This was baseball, and it was literally from January all the way through summer ball. They never went away until I literally stopped playing for like a good month, right?
How do you rehab a groin? I'm dead serious. Is there anything you can do, or just gotta not use it? I don't even know. How do you rehab that?
Not use it, and the stim, electronic stim, and also just stretching like a just a lot of stretching.
Like Sting on a Sunday morning before he goes into his yoga, that kind of stretching. Yeah.
In odd ways too. We had a stretch called bleeps in the woods, and it's like you crouch down and you put your hands together like this, and you have your elbows push out the insides of your knees to push your legs out.
Ooh, that sounds painful. Yeah, that sounds painful already. I can imagine. Well, Tony, I like you nice and limber. Stay loose. I stretch every day now. Dude, I stretch multiple times a day. I really do. It's one of the best things you can do. After I hurt my back, I learned that you got to stretch all the time. Tony, from that to this, I need to do studs and duds, and then I want to do a little long bridge, and I got to go get my phone fixed. Hopefully. And Dom, by the way, thank you for the offer. If these guys can't handle my phone, I'm going to call you this afternoon. Dom says I might be able to help you. So keep that phone on, Dom. If my phone's even working, for God's sakes, it's frustrating. Tony, studs and duds over the weekend are highs and lows. I pick a couple of guys or teams, could be anything really. And it could be any sport. We could even venture out to baseball during the playoffs. We might do that. Would you like to begin? Would you like me to begin? I don't care. Whatever you want.
Go for it, bud.
Okay. Well, studs and duds. It's funny. We have kind of mentioned this game multiple times, just kind of a casual conversation. Last night's Sunday Night Football. That's the scene of my first stud. And by the way, shout out Ralph Barbieri. Tony, parenthetically, I wanted to mention go Jacksonville. Don't forget about my campaign to defund the Kansas City Chiefs tonight, Monday Night Football, Jacksonville Chiefs. Let's go Jaguars. I'm all about the Jaguars tonight. I feel pretty good about it too. Jaguars, we just saw them down at the Vi a couple of weeks ago. They can play. Any pregame predictions real quick, Tony? Nothing formal, just loose.
Just looked it up. Kansas City's only favored by 3.5. That's a good line, man. That's a good line for Jacksonville. That means that Vegas and their prognosticators have respect for Jacksonville after that win over the Niners. So, man, wow. I'm just not going to get ahead of myself, but I would love to see the Jacksonville Jaguars win this game. And I feel like the Chiefs all of a sudden feeling themselves again, and it would be nice.
They won one game. They're all excited now. Yeah.
They won one game without Lamar for a third of that game.
Right.
And so we'll see. And by the way, the Ravens, man. Ooh, boy. All right. We'll get to that. Go ahead. Go ahead with you going dud first or stud first?
I was going to go stud. Going to go stud first. So, yeah, last night in Buffalo, I'm watching this game, and I got to be honest, I've heard noise about the New England Patriot defense and how they're kind of under the radar, and people don't know how good this unit really is. Dude, I saw it last night. I just want to – so my first stud is the quarterback of the New England Patriots, kind of to Tony's point earlier in the show. What did you say, Tony? They're staking claim?
Yeah.
Is that what you said? They're staking claim? And give me the flick, too. I need the flick. Give me one. Yeah. Thanks, bro. They're staking claim. And I'm telling you, Drake May is part of that generation, like Mac Jones, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, all these young QBs. This is the future of the league we're looking at here. When the older dogs kind of go out to pasture, these are the guys that are going to be running the show. And Drake May, I got to say, that was a gutsy performance, man. This kid has balls. He will tuck it in and run. He is not afraid to make any throw on the field to any position on the field. And he was dropping dimes, dude. This kid was throwing beautiful balls. So very gutsy performance. He really showed a lot of toughness. He played hard all night. He made plays all night. And I got to say, just numbers, he was 22 of 30. For 273 yards, 0 picks. He didn't throw any touchdowns, but he also didn't make any mistakes to hurt the team. The Pats are now 3-2, and I got to tell you, without Drake May under center, they would not have won that game. He was a critical piece of that win, and that's a big win. It's a big loss for Buffalo, but it's an even bigger win for the New England Patriots, who I think it's a little exaggerated. I was watching ESPN this morning, and they're like, "This is the coming out party. The mighty beast has awakened in New England." I'm like, let's not start blanking each other's blanks just yet, as Mr. Wolf. And by the way, I think we need to add that one, Tony. We got to bring that one back. But I got to say, because that is perfect for this. Let's not blanking each other's blanks just yet. But, Tony, Drake May is my first stud. I was really happy for the way that kid performed. That is not an easy place to win up in Buffalo. And I'm going to blame, once again, these ridiculous uniforms. Did you see what the Bills were wearing last night? They're like the Michelin men. They were like white head to toe. Not a single trace of blue. They look ridiculous, and they lost.
So it's funny because of those rivalry uniforms, though. I think those are some of the better ones that I've seen. But I was thinking, there's no chance in hell that the announcers from the booth can see the numbers on those jerseys. They must have had a binocs on the whole game, just doing the whole game with binocs on. And by the way, binocs, you got to wear you have to have a strap on your binocs. Just wear them around your neck and just constantly use them. I've seen people do it without the strap. I'm like, what are you doing? You need them, just keep them around your neck at all times. And Paulie, I agree with you. Drake May, he looked damn good. He looked damn good. And also, tip of the cap to Stephon Diggs, man. His revenge factor, 10 catches. I think he had 12 or 13 targets and 146 yards. I mean, dude, that's a hell of a game coming back to Buffalo, man. That is really impressive.
I feel like we talk about the new generation of quarterbacks, Vrabel being back up in New England. He's like the spirit brother of like Dan Campbell. You know what I mean? Like these former big-ass NFL players now on the sidelines, dude, just ultra-manly alpha male style. So anyway, congrats to Coach Vrabel, and Drake May is my first stud of the weekend. Tony, my dud of the weekend, you kind of brushed up against this earlier in the show. I'm going to make it official now. Dude, dud status goes to the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the shape this team is in is it kind of embarrassing. Dude, they get blown, not lose, they get blown off the field at the hands of the Houston Texans. Final score, 44-10. I know Lamar Jackson's hurt. I get it. He's an MVP. I got all that. Listen, you don't think we have our own injury problem? Don't come at me and say like, oh, we got injuries. Bro, join the club, dude. The line's over here. You know what I'm saying? We don't have anybody on the field in terms of our Pro Bowl caliber guys. There are not very many of them anyway. Nick Bosa, George Kittle, Brock Purdy, sound familiar? Brandon Ayuk. None of them are playing. So I don't want to hear the injury excuse, dude. I just don't want to hear that. And now there's like a spotlight on John Harbaugh. Like, is he in trouble? And maybe he is. I don't know. It's the worst start for the Baltimore Ravens in franchise history. They haven't been 1-4 since 2015, 10 years ago. I don't know what the future of John Harbaugh is. He did deliver a Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we know that all too well. The Raven fans, dude, they were booing John Harbaugh. When he walked on the field before the game, they booed him. So bad times in Baltimore. Frankly, I'm very surprised by this. A lot of these so-called experts had Baltimore projected to be like representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. Clearly, they got some work to do if that's ever going to happen. I don't even know if this is a playoff team at this point. So, Tony, just to be, fair to what I saw yesterday, That is a kind of an alarming dud with the Baltimore Ravens at 1-4. They're booing John Harbaugh, and they got embarrassed yesterday. It's almost like you start wondering, like, are these guys like, because it had whiffs of like the end of the Jim Harbaugh days in San Francisco. When I started questioning, I don't even think these guys are playing anymore. I think they're just going through the mud. They want Harbaugh out of here, and maybe that's what's going on in Baltimore. So stud is Drake May. Dud is the Baltimore Ravens. Tony, I turn it over to you for the final 10 minutes of the show and dazzle me with some studs and duds. What do you got for me today, kid?
Dude, the stud, I'm going team stud and team dud today, just because I dropped the Green Bay Packers defense because they were on a bye this weekend, and I picked up the Indianapolis Colts.
Nice.
Their defensive unit, and dude, they were playing your Las Vegas Raiders, and Paulie, I was so stoked to see what happened. They only gave up 6 points. They had 2 picks. They had 4 sacks. They dominated the entire game, dude. It was great. And it's funny, dude, but the Raiders led in time of possession, which is really odd.
Who cares?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Same old Raiders to me, Tony. And I'm not happy to say that, but they look like S.
Dude, I know. It's really bad. So, and 2 turnovers, like I said before. So, I just want to tip my cap as the stud of the week. The 4-1 Indianapolis Colts, I might add. So their defense is my stud of the week, and then my dud of the week, Paulie. And I actually mean this sincerely. I'm not riffing about when I say my dud is your Los Angeles Chargers, dude.
Let's make up our minds. Is it my Las Vegas Raiders or I can only have one pet team, and make it be the Chargers. I've already given you the Rams. That's your team this year for some reason. Tony's Rams, Paulie's Chargers. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to affiliate with the Raiders. I can only have one team. So I'm going to say it'll be the Chargers. But no, dude, they heard me. I picked them in the hot and sour. I got nothing for it. I got an L. Yeah.
Only scoring 10 points against the Commanders. I know the Commanders are good. They're not great. They also had 10 penalties for 85 yards. Dude, they dominated the time of possession, 34 minutes, 19 seconds to 25 minutes, 41. But they still lose the ball game, dude. And they gave up 163 yards rushing.
I like how you said that. They still lose the ball game, dude. I like the way you said that. It was very kind of Spicoli. I enjoyed the delivery. They still lose the ball game, dude. But you're right. No, I was pissed. I was watching that game, dude. I was on fumes yet, Tony. On my ass with my broken phone yesterday because I stayed up super late after the show Saturday night, and I did not get a lot of sleep. So I was kind of in and out of napping yesterday, and I was watching that game, and I was pissed off the whole time. But go ahead. I interrupted. My bad.
And how about the fact that the Chargers actually had 5 sacks to the Commanders 1, and they lose the ball game. They dominated time of possession. They dominated the sacks, but it was the turnovers, dude. They had 2 turnovers, a pit interception, and a fumble lost. So my dud of the week is the Chargers at home, and no McLaurin for the Commanders either. But it was that guy, Bill. It was that guy Krosky Merritt who went off. It was his kind of coming out party. He had 2 TDs on the day, so he looked really good. So Debo had a touchdown. So, for all those Debo fans out there following the career of Debo Samuel, he had a touchdown. He had 8 catches for 96. So, he had a good day. But it would have been nice to have Debo have that kind of a day last year.
Blank Debo. As far as I'm concerned, blank Debo. In fact, I'm glad you mentioned Debo. Let me tell you something about this guy. I was watching I think this might have been the Sunday night halftime show or something like that in the Patriot game. And they were kind of going around the league doing highlights, and they showed what's the name of the coach in Washington again? Dan Quinn. Thank you, Dan Quinn, who I've always kind of liked. Dan Quinn, you know what I mean? Under the radar guy, Atlanta Falcons. He's been around. Good football guy in my mind. Anyway, he's saying, "Oh, what a great job, dude!" They're filming his post game kind of pep talk to the team. We're celebrating. Great job, great job. If you guys get to see that footage, look to the left of Dan Quinn. You're going to see Debo Samuel standing there. Mm-hmm. The whole locker room is smiling. Everybody, yeah. And then you see Debo. He's like this.
Oh.
And I'm like, is he already disgruntled? Is that what's going on? Because he scored a touchdown yesterday. I don't know how unhappy he could be. I'm just throwing it out there, food for thought. If you see the footage, look to the left of Dan Quinn, focus on Debo. Tell me if he doesn't already look like he's in one of his moods for some reason. So I'm glad. You know what, Debo? Go. You stay back there. You enjoy yourself. I can't help you anymore. So just an observation. Tony,
Pine Needle, I got to give Pine Needle credit too, because I watched this game, and Luke McCaffrey had a good game too. So Christian's brother. So it's nice to see another MC out there, not CMC, LMC for the Commanders doing some damage over there for Dan Quinn's Washington Commanders. So my dud is the Chargers. I would love it to have like a 1A stud tonight be the Jacksonville Jaguars. That would be amazing if it was the Jags. Come on.
Tony, it's so funny, dude. I've known Tony for so long. We really are like brothers in a lot of ways because Tony didn't have a brother growing up and he has sisters and I have a sister. So we've never had like actual brothers. But I kind of feel like Tony and I have become brothers over the years. In fact, the day I met you, I felt like we were brothers. I told you, it wasn't even like a question. I go, all right, listen, you're a Niner fan. You're playing Black Sabbath. Don't make any plans because you and I are going to be hanging out. We never knew where it was going to go, but here we are. And Tony, you're also my brother today because I was just about to say my stud 1A today, Longbridge Pizza. See how I did that? I right into it. Another poly pivot right there. And I hate the word. I'm just riffing. All right, Longbridge Pizza. Kids, I do have to wrap. I got to go get my phone fixed. I really can't even function in life. Try it sometime. Lose your phone or have your phone not function. See what kind of problems come up. It's endless. So I got to get out of here and get this thing fixed. Longbridge Pizza, Neil Denardi, the guiding light of South City. They are closed on Mondays, Longbridge, but every other day of the week, 2347 3rd Street, Dogpatch, San Francisco. Tony, any pizza porn you can show today? I would, just for my own head, I would love to take a look at some of the stuff going on down there with Longbridge Pizza and with the Vibe Tribe. We've talked about the secret weapon down there. Excuse me, in my opinion, it is the sourdough crust. Although if you ask my mom, she'll say it's the tomato sauce. The tomatoes that Neil has flown in, dude. He's got tomatoes being flown in so he can make the proper tomato sauce. And whatever he's doing it well. The food is outstanding at Longbridge Pizza, and so is the vibe. They've been so good to this show. Longbridge Pizza, they have been like another set of brothers to us. All those guys, Andre and Steven and freaking Neil at the helm. I mean, these guys have treated us like family. Tony, what am I looking at here other than looks like a pizza about to go into the oven? What is that?
This is one of my favorites, the California Dreamin'. So this is get a good shot of this: the kale, the cheese, the bubbles, the red onion, and the white sauce, and then the olive oil and lemon and pepper.
Oh, that sounds good. Lemon. That's interesting. That sounds real. I'll eat that right now. You put that in front of me, Tony. I'll fold it in half and eat it like a sandwich right now.
The California, man. Check out the California. If you're vegetarian or even if you're not vegetarian, it's a damn good pie, and it's different. It's not your typical pizza pie, but dude, the way Neil does it, the way they do it at Longbridge, it's so damn good. And also, Paulie, I want to mention this Thursday, the Warriors are having an open practice at Chase Center, and I know a few people are going down here from my son Dom's friends and their families. I don't know if tickets are still available, but if you are, go check it out first of all to see if tickets are still available. They're cheap tickets, and I think they're all going to charity. All the proceeds are going to charity. And second of all, go see the Dubs practice at Chase Center, but go to Longbridge before you go to the practice. Take the train up, get off 22nd Street. It's a 7-minute walk from the train station to the front door of Longbridge. Have an ice cold beer, have a California pizza, or have one of the it'll be Thursday, so it'll be a Detroit style pizza. And then go to your Chase Warriors open workout on Thursday night. So anytime there's an event at Chase, get to Longbridge before or after that event, and you will not regret it. They're closed today because everybody needs a little time. Everybody needs a little rest. And then they're back at it tomorrow with their smash.
Time after time, Tony. Everybody needs a little time after time. And by the way, don't riff. Not that you're going to. I know you're going to back Lauper. And by the way, Cyndi Lauper, what a name. She said that girls just want to have fun. And then Miles Davis heard that song time. You ever heard of Miles Davis? He heard that song. He heard that song time after time. And he goes, you know what? I like that melody. I'm going to cover it. If Miles Davis is covering your songs, dude, you did something right. Sorry to hijack your Longbridge spot. That pizza looks amazing, Tony. Amazing.
Also, man, I see your true colors shining through, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Okay.
Bro, final thing today. Thank you very much, Tony, and thank you, Longbridge. We love you guys.
I'm not done. You know who also likes Cyndi Lauper, Paulie? Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
With the rubber bands in the goatee. The rubber bands in the goatee.
I'm going to say one last thing about Cyndi Lauper, and then I'm going to make an announcement on the way out the door today. Rags is hit it. You hit me first. She Bop, dude. Oh, she bop. Bum, 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 bum. I always like that riff. I always thought that could be like a good heavy metal riff. Ba, 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 ba. Instead, you do the 80s keyboard, but I still like the riff.
Dude, Stevie B also, dude, the song from Goonies, Good Enough. Yeah.
I'm backing her. That's all I can say. My bigger statement here is I'm backing Lauper. Hey, Rag said it. Noemi said it. Hashtag free Paulie's phone. I'm about to go do that. And by the way, Rags, I hope you realize you were at the forefront of my broken phone movement because, Tony, the whole thing went down. Actually, when we were driving to the Dwight Clark event, my phone started crapping out. Like I couldn't get the directions going. So Tony was navigating from the passenger seat because my maps wouldn't work. And then I was trying to send Rags pictures. I go, Rags, check out this picture of me and Brent Jones and Tony and BY. I couldn't send it. And that was the beginning. That was like the beginning of the end. That was last Thursday. And now it's look at us, dude. Nothing. Just dark. Just nothing going on. So I'm on my way out the door. I hope to be back in business. Tony, if you hear from me, that means my phone is back in business. If you don't, check your emails. That's all I can say. Check your emails, man. Yeah.
Stand by, Paulie. I want to share something on the way out. I'm just going to share something on the way out. This is from Don Peralta right here. Paulie, let's get this going.
Enough is enough. That's something that can really bring a room together.
Paulie, that was when you said F the Dodgers, but I caught it too late, I believe. So that was Dom getting videos going.
Thanks so much for coming out tonight. Also, on behalf of the band, I just want to say F the Dodgers.
There you go, bud.
Thank you, Tony. I haven't seen this yet. Again, no phone, no videos, no pictures. I hope it went well. We had a great time, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. It was a really good gig. The band was playing great. The audience was great. Thank you. I had a blast with the Freestone Peaches. I hope to see some of the footage later. I really do. I would love to see this stuff. All right, Tony, give me David Lee. Let me get my phone fixed. We'll see everybody again tomorrow at 11 o'clock sharp.
Oh, you want Diamond David Lee Roth and that right now, I assume, Paulie. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah. You even impressed yourself with that one. You're like, "Ooh, that was a nice crossfade." I got to admit. All right.
It just hits nice.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Pine Needle, Dom, Nate C, Miguel, Rags, Joe Schmo, Noemi, Miriam, and all of y'all. Miguel, if I didn't say that. Love all you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. I got problems over here. I'm trying to get back on the healthy, cell phone highway there. So, Tony, off I go. I will be in touch later today. But again, if you don't hear from me, just check your email. That means I failed. And Dom, if I can't get this thing fixed, I'll be in touch later today. And thanks for the offer. Okay, kids, I got problems. I got to go correct all this stuff. Everybody say, have a great day. Go Jaguars. Defund the Kansas City Chiefs. And F Taylor Swift and F Travis Kelce. It's all I got left. Go ahead, Tony.
Go Phillies and go Brewers. I hate to be rooting against Eddie Vedder's Cubs, but I got to go Brew Crew on this one. Go Brewers and go Phillies. Let's go.
Love you, Tony. See everybody tomorrow at 11. Cheers, y'all.
Peace, everybody.